Hi there, my name is Ashley Marquez, and I want to start a local chapter of I Am That Girl in Chicago because I think that the young women in the Chicago public high schools definitely can benefit from the knowledge that this movement is bringing. And as someone who graduated from a Chicago public school, I remember many times where I was made fun of or I made fun of somebody else, and it just was just a never ending cycle that I still see now with my niece, who is she's a junior in high school at a Chicago public school, and is she's constantly bullied because they say she's overweight, and she really is beautiful. She's not overweight at all, but she's called fat and called all these names, and she gets so upset and hurt by it. But then the next day, I see her calling somebody else names on Twitter. And as much as I try to explain to her, like that's not the way to go about it. That's not going to make you feel better. It's just, it's just a never ending cycle. And I've seen it so much myself and so much in others and young women that I just think it's time that we put an end to this. And I think there's so much other stuff going on in Chicago with the gang violence, everything else that like the young women and the way we think about ourselves and the way we treat others is completely pushed aside, and it's not being focused on. Now, Chicago has a really high rate of teens who use drugs, gang violence, teen pregnancy, and all of this, and it's just something that needs to be addressed. And I'm not sure if I can completely reach out to all the young women in Chicago public high schools, but I would like to reach as many as possible. And I know myself in high school, we always had, teachers who were older who always tried to tell us, you know, give us some inspiration to stop hurting each other and saying hurtful things to each other. But it was always kind of like, they're a lot older than us. They're what in their 40s and 50s. They don't know what it's like to be me. And I'm hoping that somebody who is only 4 years out of high school, I can in turn, maybe they can relate to me better and relate to my stories and understand that like you're going to grow out of this one day and you're going to look back and you're not going to be happy with the things that you said or the choices you made when you were talking badly about somebody else. And or maybe teach them to just brush off the things that others say and still have confidence in themselves that you're going to be okay one day. And I want them to realize that high school really isn't everything, and you are still so young that you still have your whole entire life ahead of you. And just stopping with the bullying can really, really not only help boost others' confidence, but boost your own by not having to sink to that level. And that is why I think that Chicago and the Chicago public high schools really need an I Am That Girl chapter here. Thank you.